Hi everybody, Chris here from Truly Holistic, and welcome to episode 2 of the 10 videos, 10 topics in 10 days. We are going to be talking about today using words to create your reality. Okay? Words are very powerful. They are an extension, okay, of your intent. Okay? As our power is where we first place our focus, because our energy gravitates or levitates depending on where you place your focus. Okay? You either lower your vibration or you can increase your vibration, or where you choose to place your focus. Okay? Sometimes something draws your focus without even you being consciously aware of it, and that's where we get into troubles, where our consciousness is up in the mind instead of the heart. And we talked about that in the previous video in regards to the fire of our sacred heart. But let's say we've worked on that, okay, and we're fully conscious. Consciousness is residing in that heart, that sacred heart space, and we are placing our focus on the things we want to create in our reality. Now, the next thing is obviously intent. And a big part of that intent is obviously verbal intent, not only body language and all the other things. And with verbal intent, it's words, right? And one big thing is we're casting an intent out, okay? And it's interesting that intent, casting, and words are very much in line with what we call a spell, okay? And one thing about spell is that a lot of people straight away that are not used to energy healers or healing in this modality, and some people call it witchcraft, is they don't really fully understand it, okay? And they'll hear people talking about, we're going to do these spells or cast spells, or using witchcraft, and look at the whole idea of witches and casting spells. We were programmed as young kids, looking at these books that had a witch with a pointy hat, pointy nose, and a cauldron, and throwing all these things in it and calling it, that's what a spell is, okay? Now, we need to let all that go, okay? That was programming, okay? And as we want to learn more about reality and learning more about our true self, we need to let all that old programming go of what people were trying to tell us, what reality was trying to tell us, what the world is and who we should be and who we are. Now, I'm going to talk about the basis of what is a spell, okay? Now, when we're kids, we learn to put letters together to spell words, okay? So straight away that word spells come up there, right? It's called spelling, okay? So, and then when we use those words, then we verbally cast it out, casting a spell, okay? So you can see that when we go about life, the words that we are choosing to use, we are actually casting spells every day. And a lot of people aren't even aware of it, okay? Even the people that will scoff at the idea of witches and witchcraft and casting spells, and well, they're doing that. And they're not even aware they're doing it, okay? Because it's a consciousness thing, okay? Once we realize that we are creators, that the words that we cast out, the intent we use, the focuses, or where we place our focus is so vital to the reality that develops in front of us, okay? So, and also I get clients that come to me and are worried about people in the family or somebody that they might have rubbed the wrong way, that they're casting spells on them. Now, spells are happening all the time. As I say, we're casting spells all the time, okay? We are creators. We can cast a spell or an intent on someone to cause harm, or a healing for someone, okay? But where we're going to really emphasize in this video is creating the life that you want, okay, as an individual, okay? And a lot of the times, when we think there's so many other things that are really causing or creating blocks in our life, it's actually, in the end, it's actually us that are doing that, okay? And I wanted to bring and this is going to be the main point of this video, this episode 2. Okay, how do we use words then to create the reality we want? Okay, now we're just gonna start off with basics here, and I love to visualize and experience other people the way they use their words and use their intent. And this goes a long way, okay? And I'm going to talk about that story in a minute, but these are things that you'll relate to. Is that you see people when they're going about life, and you ask just a simple greeting, how are you? How's your day been today? And most of the time you'll hear as a reply from people, yeah, not bad, good. Now, as an energy healer, and when you become more intuitive and more sensitive to energy, you actually feel the energy of those words, and it's very low. It's not very vibrating. It doesn't make you feel vital, does it? Just, yeah, not bad, good. Okay, and that person's choosing to use those words. Okay, and I think the downfall that a lot of us have with our intent and the words that we use is that we need to just describe how we feel at the time, when really words can be used to create the reality you want to feel. It's not about just describing, yeah, I'm okay at the moment. Ask the question to yourself, how do you really want to feel now? Okay, and if you want to feel better than the way that you feel currently, then that has to be represented with your intent and the words that you choose to get there and create that. Okay, so instead of somebody coming up to you, and you might not exactly feel great at the time, but you want to create a reality that is great, so therefore we need to start off somewhere in creating that. And a great place to use is where you place your focus, how you use your intent, and the words that you're going to use with your intent. Okay, so instead of saying, yeah, not too bad, good, you're going to say, oh, great, thanks, fantastic, perfect. Okay, and you can feel the upliftment of those words because they are they're high vibrational. And when you incorporate these words in your life, it has a positive effect on your vibration, increases your vibration. Okay, and when you increase your vibration, your auric field expands. And again, that's another topic for of one of these. We're going to be talking about the auric field in abundance in another video, so we won't go into that in great deal. But these high vibrational words come from the heart. They don't come from here. And sometimes we get into autopilot mode where we're stuck up in the mind, and we just keep saying, yeah, okay, we're good, not too bad, when really we should be replacing those words. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean, hey, I'm perfect. It's not egotistic here. This is you trying to create the blueprint of how you want your reality to be. So if you're saying, yeah, that'd be perfect, is that I want to create a reality where it feels perfect. Okay, nothing could go wrong. I feel at ease with what I am doing at that moment. Okay, and funnily enough, love, okay, is to be, and love is to feel at ease with self. We sustain our energy with love, okay, because it's a high vibrational energy, by the feeling of that energy, not the label of the word itself, love. Okay, the issue with the word love, and I wanted to bring this up because we're talking about words. This is the topic of the video, right? Is that love is described for a feeling, okay, but that word love has really been distorted in this reality, okay, through a lot of experiences of so-called love, but from love from up here, the way we've been programmed, not coming from our true self through our heart, but what we've been told what love is and where we should get love from. It's been completely distorted, okay? I was told by my channel that if you really want to get connected to the feeling of love, is to use the word ease instead of the word love itself. Okay, it's said that love is to feel at ease with self. Okay, when you think about that feeling of being in love with someone or doing something that you love, is you feel it in a place of comfort where nothing could go wrong and everything feels right, which is to feel at ease, right? When we don't feel things right, we're at unease, and that's where we manifest dis-ease. Okay? So again, when we become more conscious, okay, and bring our consciousness into that heart space, we learn more about our language too. Okay? Everything's symbolic in this, including the words that we use. Okay? And once we have awareness of that, then we use the words to create the reality we want to create. Okay? So you want to use words that uplift you, and perfect is definitely a very high vibrational word, okay? Great, fantastic. And when you say these words, you'll notice the shift in the person that you're saying the word to. They'll be like, oh my God, like, because they'll be in an autopilot mode too, like where they hear good, not too bad from so many other people. All of a sudden you stand out because you're saying, I'm fantastic, oh great, yeah, that'd be awesome, you know, that perfect. And what you'll notice is that it will have an effect or change on that person too, because not only with the word being voiced, because remember, we compute the vibration and frequency coming out into a word, right? So it's an exchange of energy. You've heightened your energy by using that choice of word, and it's going to have effect on their field, energy field. And what you're going to notice is that they're going to feel uplifted too. Okay? It's like, you know, when we smile, it's infectious, right? Because all of a sudden other people smile. Okay? So it's very much the same here with words. Okay? And a smile is not verbal intent, it's through your body, isn't it? Okay? So when we learn to use words to create the reality, instead of just describing how you are right now, we get really stuck in a vicious cycle, because all of a sudden our ability to evolve ourselves with the flow of our energy stops, because we get into this vicious cycle where we just use these words that are not uplifting to you. So therefore these words go into creating a reality. So the thing that you're describing you currently have, and maybe it's not the ideal reality you want, you're going to continue to get more of that. Okay, so something has to change. If you want a reality that's more high vibrational, or more of the things that you want to create, well, we need to start by placing our focus into the places of what excites you and what you want to create in your life, and also use the intent and choose the words wisely that are very uplifting and going to create that for you, that reality for you. Okay, because that's how powerful you really are. Now let's get to the story of what I was going to mention to you, where I learned a lot of this from. Before I was an energy healer, I worked in a hospital. I was an orthopedic nurse for 13 years. And I'd turn up for a shift, and this was at a time where I knew what I wanted to do. I had a passion for this type of work, and I had goals set. I wanted to get here, and I knew I would get here. And at the time, I was working in a job that I didn't really want to do, because I had no relevance to anymore. It lowered my vibration being in that environment, being in a hospital, and you know, even though you're taught when you become a nurse that it's holistic and it's nature, when you go into the hospital, you realize that system is not holistic. Okay. So all of a sudden, I was turning up for work to a job that I really didn't want to do. Okay, I wanted to be doing what I'm doing now at the time. But we always have a choice. And I knew that, hey, I had to go to work, I had to pay the bills. And I was going to be there for 8 hours. And I had a choice whether I was going to enjoy it or not. Okay? And that came to my attitude, and importantly, the words I used during that shift and my intent. Okay? And I used to see other nurses that would come into the handover room, the nurse's office, before we'd start. So we'd get a handover for all the patients that are on that ward for that shift. And I'd see some nurses would come in with, you should have seen the body language. And then the verbal intent was that, you know, oh, yesterday was a terrible shift. It was a nightmare, and today's just going to be as bad. It's going to be horrible. And then I turned up there and I decided, well, hey, it's not ideal position. I'd rather be doing something else, but I'm here for 8 hours, and every moment of this 8 hours, I'm gonna enjoy it to the best of my ability. Okay, and I would go along that shift, cracking jokes and laughing, and and one thing about that job is you worked as a team. So I used to really get people laughing, and get the vibration higher within that environment. And a lot of the times we used to pick up patients post-operatively and stuff like that, and it was amazing to see, because me using my positive intent, using words to uplift other people, but myself more importantly, because it's my reality unfolding in front of me. I noticed that the rubs of the green happened a lot for me. Eight times out of 10, when I pick up patients from post-op, they wouldn't have complications. While the person that was talking about, that was saying, today's going to be a horrible day and it's going to be a nightmare. 8 out of 10 times they were picking up patients from theatre and they had complications, and they got more of what they expected to get, because they created their reality through where they place their focus, how they use the intent, and more importantly, the words that they choose. Okay, and it created that reality for them, and they weren't aware of that. But I was seeing it at that time, and I was like, wow, it blew me away. Okay, and I know that this works. I've seen it. I've created my reality. This job that I get to do, I get to call it a job. I love this job. Okay, and all these things in my life that I love to do, I've created it through where I place my focus, how I use my intent, more importantly, the words I choose. I choose, and that's the key word. I choose. Okay, so you're in control of it. You have more control than you think you do. It's just having an awareness of the words that you choose. Okay, and it's not about just describing how you are now. It's about where you want to go. Okay, and what you want to create. Okay, so it's very powerful. Very powerful. I'm just checking my notes just to see if I've missed anything. But, so summary. Please choose your words wisely. Okay, that's your intent as the creator of your reality. And there might be one big reality happening here, but we're all playing out our own reality. There's a number of realities all being played out at once. Okay, and that's why when we connect back into ourself, find out more about ourselves, going through that heart space, which is in episode 1 where we talk about the fire of the sacred heart, then we can bring more awareness to self and have more awareness of the words that we're using, and perhaps put the dots together and realize, hey, the words I'm using, the intent I'm using is low vibration. No wonder I'm creating a reality where I'm not getting the things I want. So please use your words very wisely. Be very aware of the words that you use. And please comment below further down as you incorporate this into your life. And I trust me, you'll see such a change in your life just by this alone. And that's why I wanted to do a video about it. So please remember, okay, this is episode 2, the finishing episode 2. This is part of a competition. Please comment below with your answers, okay, and you go into the draw to win those $140 worth of New Zealand dollars worth of energy tools, where you can incorporate these skill sets alongside with the training wheels which are the tools to help you along the way, where you can actually incorporate the intent, the words with the tool, because these tools are consciousness. Okay, for example, this is a water ring. You can get a glass of water, place the ring on the water, talk through the ring into the water. And while you're using this ring to restructure the molecules and the energy of the water, you can put your intent into the water. Okay, Dr. Emoto, who done the work with using intent with water, he used to write little intention notes on the bottle. There'd be love on one bottle of water, same water, and then another bottle of water and put hate on it, and then you have a look at the structure of the water, and the structure of the water is completely different. And that was through intent, through words. Okay, that's the power we have. And we're 60 up to 80% water, the human body. Okay, so words are powerful. Choose them correctly. Until next time.